What's happening, all you silly chickens? How we doing today? Welcome back to D's Daily DD, the channel where we do our research, right, and we do our due diligence. And it's your boy D. And I just want to remind you again that I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, so don't take it as that, right? So we just got a couple things to go over today, guys. Today's what the definition of volatility in the market. Definitely some swings happening, right, where you saw some stocks go green and then go red, and then basically just close flat. AMC, closed at, well, currently it's at 1852 after hitting almost 20. It hit 2063 at the high, guys. That was some crazy buying pressure there, right? But I'm not really worried about it, guys. Like I said, we're just waiting, right? It's a short squeeze play. There's a lot of things going on in the background that we've been covering with changes and rules and regulations. And what I do want to point out that's different this time is that, remember, like last year when they were putting these changes in, they were just like putting them on the internet or whatever, right? It wasn't too much of a big deal. Like they wouldn't really explain all the details. But what I've noticed recently is that now it's more public, and like Gary Gensler, like how he's having these live streams and stuff like that and showing the people, like I think that's a big change too, and kind of like it feels more serious to me this time, all right? So all those people are saying like, oh, they're not going to enforce this or that, and I disagree, because I think they're actually really going to start enforcing these. And that's why you've seen a lot of prices swing recently, like how AMC went, in the past week. It's still up 23.25% at the lows of 1485, right? And it just touched 20 today. That's a pretty big swing. Same with GME, right? You see that thing going, like it's been powering through. All right, guys, so let's jump into this information that I got to tell you guys about. Let's go here. So this is from today. It says, hedge funds face SEC rule for speedier disclosure of 5% stakes. Rule change would cut reporting time frame to 5 days. Agency who propose changes to whistleblower regulations. All right. Hedge funds and other investors would have less time to disclose that they've acquired a significant stake in the company under new rules proposed by the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission. Fund managers would have only 5 days to disclose ownership of 5% or more of a company shares, down from the current 10 days. Right, so they're cutting it in half under a plan announced by the SEC Thursday. Also, amendments to the filings would have to be filled within 1 business day. The proposed changes represent the latest move by the SEC under Gary Gensler to bring more transparency to the private fund industry. Corporate exchanges have long argued that the current 10-day window should be shortened because it gives activists too much time to bulk up their stakes before making them public. Disclosure of the investments can have a material impact on the company's share price. All right, so that's what I'm saying. Like all the prices that we're seeing right now, and I've heard this from other people too, is like they're not the right prices, right? Everything's kind of out of whack and unbalanced. So to me, that's why, like, I think the squeeze is coming, because they're going to have to, pay out all the apes and rebalance all the shares and the market, basically, because now the market is messing. The GME and AMC short squeeze, I think, in my opinion, is messing with the whole market, right? Disclosure of investments can have a material impact on the share price. Gensler sent a statement. It is important that shareholders get that information sooner. All right, here we go. The proposed changes would also clarify when and how certain derivatives count toward the 5% threshold that triggers the reporting requirements. In a separate move in December, the agency released a plan that would restrict hedge funds and family offices from using complex derivatives to secretly build huge stakes in public companies, the types of trades that fueled the collapse of Archegos Capital, right? So that's what we're talking about, like how they hide the short interest in the options and, the real short interest and so on, right? So this is what I'm saying, guys. Like, this is their Twitter, right? The SEC Twitter. And it's just, interesting that now they're very active on there. They're tweeting every day, talking about what they're doing, all right? And it's like, to me, it's like they're sending a message, right, to the shorts, like, hey, time's ticking. Okay. This one today, the SEC announced that it proposed rule amendments governing beneficial ownership reporting under this act to modernize beneficial ownership reporting. This was yesterday, right? Today, we proposed rule changes to reduce risks in clearance and settlement in securities, including shortening standard settlement cycle transaction securities from 2 business days down to 1 business day. Now, I know they said, that part, like, it wouldn't go in effect until 2024 or something like that. But that's okay. That's going to take a while. But the other part about them reporting daily, that's going to start, going into effect here within, I think, maybe within like 30 days, right? Although Gary Gensler said it could take up to 60 days, but it's already been in motion. So okay, check this out. Melvin Capital under federal investigation, right? This is from Tremendous. They're under investigation by the DOJ for possible abuses related to short selling. In all, the DOJ is investigating nearly 30 different firms that are looking for illegal moves by short sellers to damage stock prices. That could include insider trading or colluding with research firms, as was alleged by institutional investor. Detailing the balance sheet relationship between hedge funds and short selling firms that publish reports. As part of this relationship, the former pays the latter to publish a report authored by the fund itself. Right? Like that's just what's it called? A conflict of interest, right? Because they're trying to manipulate the price, right, with news. Where does this leave Melvin Capital? The hedge fund lost 39% last year on disastrous bets in the shares of GameStop Corp and AMC, and they've racked up another 17% loss to start 2022, taking their fund down by about half in total. When investors see you drop by half, they figure you can go down all the way, and the DOJ probe and Melvin looks like the most toxic hedge fund on the planet right now. I would expect to see all its investors pull out. When that happens, Melvin will sell whatever it can in order to meet those call redemptions. In today's volatile market, it may be selling at fire sale prices. This could put the fund into a death spiral, right? And if as apes and as we're waiting, if they do have positions, short positions, right, they're gonna have to cover those, which could just shoot. If it's a large enough position, right, it's gonna shoot the price up. As this information also makes me highly skeptical of research reports. You never know what the agenda is behind them. I'm fascinated to see where this probe goes, right? Me too. And then the bad news today was that stock slipped because the inflation is as hot as it's been in 40 years. So it came in like at 7.5%, and inflation has been building over the last year as the economy roared back from the pandemic. Supply shortages and snags in global economy change could also push inflation higher, and the prices of the consumer level were up to 7.5% last month from a year earlier. All right, so this breaks it down. Of course, I'm gonna drop the link, but I just wanted to let you know, like in the morning why we shot up. We were moving strong. I mean, I thought once we broke that $20 level, today, I thought AMC was gonna just go because of the options chain here. Okay, this is the calls, right? So we have a lot of calls in the money, which is good. We had gotten all the way up to $20, so that was another over 30,000 calls that went in the money right there just by hitting at 20. And then, like I said, like we still have a lot of gas over here in the tank. But the reason we got rejected there too was because they want to keep it under 19, right? You see how there's 9,000, almost 10,000 puts here. Those went back in the money after it came back down, right around 10:20, 10:30 in the morning. So it dropped, and now these are back in the money. So tomorrow's gonna be very interesting, guys. If we can move back above 20 tomorrow, that's gonna be hella good for us, right? And especially if they haven't hedged for these, right? If the market, because we started the week at like 14, right, 15. So if they didn't buy shares, the market makers, right, whoever sold those contracts, like especially at this $18 level, that means tomorrow before the market close, they're gonna have to start hedging and buying some shares, okay, which would increase the price. All right, so that's what I'm looking for tomorrow, guys. This is the SPY chart, right? So very volatile. It's still in this channel, right? But it did try to hold today, and it just broke down, right? It filled this gap that it had right here, so that's the good news. It could tomorrow just start making its way back up here. This is the 10-minute chart, and as you can see, like volume came in, so that's a good sign for tomorrow for an uptrend. Okay. Also, but if it breaks down, guys, if it keeps going down, it's going to come all the way back down to this 442 level. And then this is the AMC chart. It's the 2-minute. See what happened today. We're still looking really good, guys. I mean, even though it's kind of flat today, really, like we ended up just down like 2% right now. It's not much, right? It did break this little uptrend, and it went under the VWAP right here, as you can see. But it's trying to consolidate right now. There was this bull flag here earlier, and AMC doesn't do well with bull flags, guys. It normally breaks down on bull flags, right? So you can see it was riding this line, and then it went under. Okay, so tomorrow's like, it's gonna be very interesting tomorrow. Let's see, this RSI. Okay, the other thing I want to point out with AMC, guys, was the volume, right? I mean, that's impressive. 98 million trades today, right? That's a lot of volume, guys. Let's just go look at the daily here. And look, like I said, like this is still good, guys. Like this is riding, right? It bounced. To me, that's the confirmation right now of a reversal, okay? Because you need at least three in order to start the reversal, right? And we have three right there, confirmations, right? And like I said, this is sitting good right now. The RSI, it's in the 47 range, right? We got the cross here with the MACD, so that still has room to go. And then let's see, volume has been going down, right? But should be able to see its turn because, like I said, 98 million volume today, and that actually doesn't look the best right now. The OBV, right? Because it's kind of flat. We want to see this do the same thing that it's done in the past, right? Where it just curls and then it boom, the money comes in, right? Goes sideways, boom, and then you have these big rips up here, right? So according to Ortex, it signaled again two short squeeze signals that were set off, generated based on the recent price increase and the high shorting level of AMC. Okay, they are still, it's not guaranteed, right? It's just these triggers, these signals that get sent out once based on the trading action that they said. But they're still saying that the utilization is still 100%, right? Or like 99 point something. It's still up there, okay? And that's what they're sticking to, all right? Let's see. We already talked about the options chain. Okay, last thing here is right now currently we have 54,000 calls in the money with them only having 1.3 million to borrow, right? Now, just because the utilization is 100%, it doesn't mean that they don't have, they still have shares that they're probably sitting on. It's like their dry powder, right? If they see the price like how today just shooting up, they might just come and try to knock it down, right? But here we go, 54,000 compared to 14,000. Now we got to also pay attention to next week. Like tomorrow, if we close above 20, guys, that would be an amazing sign, right, for next week, because there's so many calls here that could again like start running in the money because of them having to buy shares for those call options, right, starting on Monday. Let's go over to Lucid real quick. It's holding again. It's just kind of been boring now for a while, right? It's just been trading sideways. And that's because there's no new news. Nothing really major has happened. And their earnings is coming up. It's earnings season right now. So that's what we want to pay attention to. This is the 15-minute chart. Let's go to the 2-hour. Like this is why it's holding here. This is where you have a lot of support. This is where it ripped right in the past. So you still have this hard support here and it's hanging on. Now, if it breaks that, it's going to really come down to like maybe this level, 22. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think they have some good news lined up, right? But there hasn't been anything official from Lucid, right? So it had a bit of a volatile day. I mean, it dropped, right? Came up, filled this gap, tried moving up, but it keeps getting rejected right now at the $30 level, right? So it would take a good catalyst to see this break 30. If it breaks 30, it's gonna start going again, right? That's just how Lucid has been moving. As far as the options chain, it's kind of even on both sides right now. Nothing that's gonna really affect too much. But yeah, the highest volume right here is at the 30 again, right? And that's the call. So if it were to run up here somewhere, that would be very bullish, right? We have to see tomorrow what the market's looking like. And on the put side, there really isn't that much, guys. You see, right? Like 26, but it could be a possibility tomorrow. Who knows? But hopefully we can start going this way, right? And there's not much after. So at 30, that's it. There's no more pressure there, really. Okay. I'm just gonna go over this Motley Fool article, right? So it's just pointing out how volatility should be expected until the company releases new updates for its business expansion, right? There's a little video clip, 12-minute video there, but it's heavily weighted right now with the NASDAQ, and so it's kind of been moving with the NASDAQ. The trend is holding again with shares. This is from yesterday, but it's talking about how it was up 3.9%. So Lucid didn't report any company-specific news today. It likely won't have much to say publicly before it reports its fourth quarter 2021 results, which should come in the next couple of weeks. But after the stock has dropped 25% to start 2022, which to me just means it's a buy zone, right? It's not surprising to see a bounce along with the other growth stocks, particularly since the stock joined the NASDAQ in December 2021. So right now, even after the correction experienced last month, investors have given Lucid a valuation of almost $50 billion as a market cap, right? That would seem to include expectations beyond just the Air sedan or even the future Gravity SUV model that the company plans to launch in 2023. So that's why I'm going long on this, guys. Like, if they already have a beautiful car, right, I feel like the SUV is gonna be right up there with it as far as like the looks and performance, right? Lucid has said its plans to use its engineering and technology expertise for future growth opportunities and applications beyond its own manufactured vehicles, including the energy storage systems. But it's been lacking any real news, so that's why it's just gonna bounce around right in this range that it's in. But it just needs more time, and they have been very secretive, right? They're trying not to really put too much information out there. Okay, guys. Yeah, that's all the information I got for you guys today. You know, to the new subscribers, thank you. I see y'all. I love it. You know, I'm getting support every single day, and I'm gonna keep doing this for you guys, right? The subscribers I have, guys, like I'm here for you, right? I want you to learn. I want you to make money, and so that's why I do this. And pretty soon the market's going to reverse itself, right? I think, you know, once they have to start raising the interest rates, that's gonna set more control, and the government has to figure out what they're gonna do, right? I mean, they're the ones who also put this into place, right? Like when they started printing all that extra money and so on. That's where we're at right now. Okay, guys. So yeah, just same thing as always, right? Diamond hands, we're hanging in there waiting for the squeeze, and trust me, guys, like it'll be worth it, right? Once this happens and MC starts pumping and ripping, and guys, and we make some money, right? It'll all these hard times will be worth it, all right? And now you'll always have that experience to look back to, right? So if you're involved in future trading or future things that happen in the crypto market, right? Like I still hold all my crypto. It's been crazy, like the way it moves. But I'm going long on a lot of those too, right? So Shiba is like one of my favorites, Cardano, Mana, Decentraland, right? All these other cryptos, all right? But all right, cool. That's all I got for you guys. So then I'll catch you guys tomorrow, all right? Later.